The Africa International Film Festival, Afriff, has announced its 11th edition holding between the 6th and 12th of November 2022. Speaking with journalists recently at this year's media parley in Ikoyi, Lagos, the founder and festival director, Chioma Ude, announced Indigenous for Global as the theme for 2022.
The team and I sat back and we thought about what the new trends were. We thought about what everybody was looking towards. And so I'll say one thing the festival is really good at is that we come off as that research board for a lot of people outside the country. So we generally know what the trends are. We know what people are looking at. And now everyone is looking in at Nigeria. So how do we go from indigenous to global? And so we came up with a theme this year, taking Nigeria, taking Africa to the world.
She stated that filmmaking has evolved rapidly in Africa over the last 2 decades, and this year's edition is designed to influence global perspectives of African films and storytelling. The keynote conversations of the 11th edition feature high-profile speakers and facilitators from all over the world with high-value networking as a preconceived outcome.
Basically, we have so many aspects of film we need to really sit down and look at and say, okay, this is where we are we going to tomorrow? How are we writing our scripts? Everybody complains about scripts, we know that. So how do we get these scripts to be different? I happened to meet some wonderful lady who has written like so many hits in America. She's a professor at the USC for script writing, and so she's coming in to learn her craft. We have other people in that instance also. So this year, everybody please get ready to, there's something about old Nollywood. Don't kill me now. We have to change. I know they know what they've been doing, but for you to move on, for you to make the big bucks, for you to do better, you have to come correct. So this year's festival is about coming correct or learning how to come correct. I'd love to talk about the jury, but of course Theo has jumped into my space.
The event was also attended by the U.S. Consulate Lagos Public Affairs Officer Joseph Krusich and the Regional Audiovisual Attaché of the French Embassy in Lagos, Mr. Christophe Picot, and stakeholders in the Nigerian film industry.
I also highlight that as an expression of American interest in this festival and how you have put Lagos on the map for American entertainment industry. Amazon, Netflix, Paramount, Disney, and the Smithsonian, National Museum of African Art are all involved in this effort this year, and you'll have more and more every year. What we have done in our small little circle that we can do here in Lagos is we've given grants. Last year we gave a grant to help increase capacity in the animation film industry, and so we trained a lot of animators. And then this year we're sponsoring a competition in the animation space, and we're going to select 5 animation films, and they'll be highlighted at the film festival.
Film industry is not for just anybody on the street. I've never known her. She has never discussed anything with me. Say, hey, executive director, let's do this business. Aside from film, she's a professional. And we must make our industry professional. Yeah, on the round and round, I have to give one appreciation, those making us proud. In fact, I'm the most beneficial since 2017 to 2001 of all of you. I'm the most proud. I have the gold, I have the silver. I've collected virtually everything from you.
As part of foremost activities at this year's festival, Chioma Ude announced the continuing collaboration with popular video streaming platforms while introducing Nani as the opening night film of the festival and Nigerian film Almajiri as Afriff's closing night film.
Well, Almajiri first of all talks about the existing story of child trafficking, sex trafficking, and forced labor, which is very, very rampant in the northern part of the world and by extension to every other part of Nigeria, where you have some of these children being brought from the north and put into all these negativity. And so the movie itself is to create that global awareness for people to know that this is in existence and also to find a way to curb it. It was very intentional. When people begin to look at you, and especially when they want to call filmmakers and they'll be like, oh no, that one is just to come and make people laugh. It's not until we see him do something that is very, very serious and before we can begin to call him a filmmaker. So Almajiri is also very intentional in the sense that it's just to also create another kind of awareness that a theater artist is a theater artist. So when you want to be funny, you can be funny, and when you want to exhibit the true traits of what I practice as a theater artist, I mean, this is just an opportunity to do that, and Almajiri gave birth to that.
Producers, directors, and movie makers share their experiences and expectations.
The problem with the industry before now has been people's, let's say, fair attitude towards making film. Like once you have a camera, you have a sound man, you have actors. I think generally filmmakers usually assume that it's enough to make a movie. But I think the way the industry is leaning now, it's kind of better this way. Let it be done properly so that real filmmakers who actually want to make excellent work will have a time to their opportunity to shine, because most times if you have the budget you can make a movie. Meanwhile, there are better filmmakers whose only challenge is budgeting. So if there's like a system where if your script is not perfect, if your cinematography is not perfect, if every aspect of the movie is not good, you don't get to showcase your film. It will now make it impossible for all these mediocre filmmakers to make films, and then you see investors now leaning towards, okay, it's not making just random movies don't work anymore. We have to find good scripts and stuff. So it gives the professionals in the industry opportunity, better chances at shining.
The industry somehow is an open industry, like it's an embracing industry. They don't like cast you out, even if you don't know what you're doing, they correct you. So that would have been a problem, but apparently it's not. And I'm just saying to contribute. It's one of the good things, an advantage instead of a disadvantage. Understand? Just to counter what she said. Yeah. So I'm giving kudos to the industry for embracing young artists and making that less to worry about. Now, I used to think that we were narrow-minded in the country, and it really it limited us to just seeing what was around us and not being able to see what's outside and like beyond the walls of the country. And now I feel like the young stars and we are open-minded to meeting and taking and breaking new opportunities and stepping onto new stages.
If Africa can find a way to assist young directors by maybe creating a foundation or something where, just like the US Commission was saying about giving grants, if they can find a way to give grants to young directors who are looking to fund their films and, also help them distribute and put it in cinemas and, streaming platforms, I think that would be an awesome, way to enhance, just like this indigenous for global, you understand, help us reach the global stage, for me, I think Afriff this year, trying to increase or trying to step up their game is a very good thing for young directors, because, it helps us to also step up on our side, right? It helps us to also, improve and make sure that what we are doing is, up to standard, is up to, what can actually compete on the global level, what can actually, win Oscars, for example, So, yeah, I feel like that's a great step to take, and it helps young filmmakers to watch out for, pay attention to details, pay attention to key details, to sound, to edit, to storytelling, you know, to costume, to, you know, to everything, you know, in the film, in production, you know. So yeah, I feel like they are doing a great job, you know, and they should keep it up. 11 years is not beans, you know, so they should keep pushing, and we are behind them, so yeah.
The festival is designed to explore new age technical frontiers in film production with a focus on the use of sound and visuals in the making of award-winning short, feature, documentary and animation films in Africa for a global audience, while hinting that the speakers would be mostly senior executives in the film production and distribution industry who will also aid in projecting avenues to showcase the best of attending filmmakers and their films to the international community. Reporting for High Impact TV, I am Esther Kalu.